This morning, the trail came from across there. I crossed this little country road. It's Virginia 6 something, 634 maybe. And then we come across trail magic. Now, yesterday you guys experienced with me big tent set up and hamburgers and hot dogs and all kinds of things, and that's wonderful trail magic. But let me show you something else that's just as wonderful, just as appreciated, absolutely amazing magic. Let me show you something. Quite often people will put coolers. Are you kidding me? Look at all the beverages. There's pops in there, there's Gatorades in there, Dr. Pepper, Orange Crush, Pepsis. Take a look in this cooler here. Oh, and by the way, here's the garbage bag. So you can do two things. You can drink a Pepsi if you wish here and put the can in there. Or you can empty your own garbage in there, which I have just done because we pack out all our garbage. In this particular cooler, there's almond bark, there's cookies, there's mini muffins. Absolutely beautiful. Amazing, amazing trail magic from absolutely wonderful people. This area, parking area, and a lot of people hike up to the mountains, in the mountains, exactly where we were yesterday, through the rugged terrains, and they camp and so on. The trail this morning, well, we left at our kind of normal, about 5:30ish, probably 6:30ish now, thereabouts. So back at the trail magic, what I did was had a couple of cookies and had a couple of those mini muffins, and I packed out a couple of pieces of the almond bark for later. I'm not a big pop drinker, so I didn't partake of the actual pop or the sodas. I've got good electrolyte water in my bottle, so I'm okay for beverages. But again, so much appreciated. And as you see, trail magic comes in all shapes, in all sizes, in all forms. And some organization or some people or some person has spent a significant amount of money on all those beverages, on all those treats, all those snacks, all those energy and fuel providing eats, if you will. They spent quite a bit of money doing that. And again, very much appreciated by all the hikers, myself very much included. Okay, I will, by the way, be leaving a comment thanking them on the Far Out and Good Hooks app. Yeah, okay. Let's get moving. Let's get going. We've already got about well, I think the sign when I left the camp said 1.7 miles to that particular road. Coming up to an informational kind of area. Humpback parking area looking north. So I guess maybe we're at the humpback parking area. We'll throw that out there anyhow. What does the other side say? Oh, more maps. Okay. And this particular board is an Eagle project done by Stefan Predu, Troop 760. So it's like Eagle Scouts, I think, dedicated to all past and present hikers. Well, thank you, because I'm a present hiker. Okay, guys. Hey, by the way, it's May the 1st today. Welcome to day 67 on the Appalachian Trail. Giddy up a go-go. Oh yeah. Just moments ago, coming down the trail, and I'm only talking, oh gosh, 1/8 of a mile from where the trail magic was, the muffins and stuff. As I'm walking down the trail, I see a big black butt on the side of the trail. Chewing on berries or leaves. It was a bear, but all you could see was his butt because his head was down. How big a bear? Maybe not a monster by any means, not a big bear, maybe 150, I'm going to say 150 pounds. So not a tiny one either. But anyhow, this bear acted and this is just for a point of interest, acted like a normal, healthy black bear would act. It sensed I was there, it heard me, it just took off into the forest. As it ran, after it had run about 30 feet or so, it turned its head back towards me, but he kept running. He just wanted to see where I was, the fact that he wasn't being chased. Now that activity with a black bear is normal and healthy. That bear has not been, let's say, seduced by the temptation of human food at human camps. Nobody's tried to feed him. He's foraging, he's acting exactly like a healthy black bear should act when it encounters a human. And that is to turn his butt towards you and hightail it out of there. He's not going to attack you, he's not going to eat you, you're not on his food chain. The problem arises when bears become too accustomed to the presence of humans, and sometimes people actually get too close to these bears, maybe even try to feed them or put food out for them. So now this bear thinks, wow, they've got food. Every time he sees a human, they've got that food stuff. I'm going to go get some more. This becomes an aggressive bear. This becomes a problem bear. These bears have to be relocated, and unfortunately sometimes, on occasion, even euthanized and put down because they become simply too accustomed and too aggressive to get food from people. Not the bear I just encountered. Unfortunately, I could not get him on tape or film. It all happened within just seconds. It was a 2 or 3 second encounter. Again, just a normal, healthy black bear doing exactly what he should be doing. Okay, so I'd kind of throw that out there. Wish I had a bit of footage to go along with that, but again, just too quick. But that's bear number 3 so far on the Appalachian Trail. Bear number 3. So, as you can see, the rain came back. I haven't recorded anything for about 3 hours now today, but the rain started about 30 minutes ago, so I geared up for my rain with my rain gear, my pack cover, and so on. Oh, I'm sorry about that. I've really got to do something about that bracket to keep the camera in position. Anyhow, maybe I can work on that the next hostel, which should be tomorrow. Very rocky right now, but we are descending. Today was a little easier on the climbs. I think today we have a little over 2,500 feet of climbing. That's about it. So significantly less than some other days we've had lately, that's for sure. But anyhow, I think we're somewhere around 5 to 5.5 miles till I get to the John Wolfe shelter. That particular shelter is about 4 miles out of Waynesboro, and that's where I plan on camping this evening. And then tomorrow morning I'll do the 4-mile hike into Waynesboro for a long Nero, and my resupply, bath, shower, shave, try to repair my camera arm. I can't repair it, but if I can tighten it up some so it's not as movable. That's about it. Just giving you a little bit of an update. Since the bear this morning, there hasn't been a whole lot to talk about. I have run into the professor. He's just a little bit ahead of me right now. I haven't seen him all week since we left Glasgow, but he's here. He and Carlos, I believe, there was a highway where, just ways back, and last night there's a pub on that highway about 5 miles down the road, and they offered to pick up hikers and take them to the pub so they can have their dinner and their brew, and then the hikers can camp. Oh, sorry again. And then the hikers can camp there for the night, and then they bring them back to the trailhead in the morning. And I think that's what, well, that is what Professor and Carlos elected to do. I elected not to do that, simply because, you know, I was quite happy just to sit at my camp and make my, last night I had a mountain house, half of a mountain house lasagna mixed with some potatoes, and then I had, what else did I have? I forget now, but anyhow, I was fine. I was fine to do. Oh, and hot chocolate, the hot chocolate that I packed out from the Trail Magic, I had that last night. So I don't have any hot chocolate for tonight. That's okay. I'll get through one night without it, I'm sure. Okay, right this minute, the rain has let up a little bit, but I don't think it's going to, I don't think it's a prolonged all-day rain, but I think we still have some more rain to come yet before it's over. So we're just going to keep moving forward, and we'll talk to you guys in a little bit. The afternoon progresses well, as you can see. No rain gear on. The rain stopped, still very gray and damp, but very humid. And it became like the rain gear just became too hot, so I took it off. Descending now, I've got about, somewhere around 1.4, 1.5 miles to where I'm camping, which will be, I believe it's called the John Wolf Shelter, and they have a tenting area there. Now, it does say that the tenting area, there's a few tent sites for small tents. Okay. So we're going to take a look at that anyhow. And if there's a suitable site, I'll call it home. If there is not, then I will continue north till I find one. But anyway, I will get my water there, my camp water there, if there isn't a tent spot. So we'll see what happens and how that all works out. I want to explain to you about my GoPro handle. So my GoPro handle is in 3 parts. Let's just say this is 2 of the parts. And the joint in the elbow down in here is broken and it's loose. So every so often it just goes whoop, whoop, all by itself. And that's why you guys just all of a sudden end up looking at the sky or whatever. It's been like that all the way since before Hot Springs. I did a repair in Hot Springs, which held up to, maybe a week ago, and then it started getting really loose. The only way I could fix it at the time was to put a wrong thread, oversized screw in it in Hot Springs. That's all I had. And as I say, it held all the way up to now, so quite a ways. But we've got to try to replace it, repair it, something it. Okay. We'll carry on down this trail. Take a look, see? It's kind of a little grayish, a little humidity, a little damp, I guess, from the rain. But again, it's got that little bit of a Jurassic feeling to it, but that's just because of the rain. It doesn't have all the ferns and stuff that kind of go along with that Jurassic feeling. But the sun is definitely not shining. Definitely a gray sky. We're supposed to get some more rain, I think. Because someone said the rain was supposed to start around 3. Well, it came around 12:30, but that could have just been the first round. It could be getting ready to rain again shortly because it's pushing towards 3 o'clock. It's maybe 2:30ish now. Anyhow, who knows? So tomorrow If I stay at the camp or the shelter area, it'll be, I think, a 4 mile, I think it's 4, we'll call it 4 miles into Waynesboro. Oh, well, actually into Rock Gap. Rock Gap, there's a road, there's a visitor center, an information center there, and that's the pickup area for shuttles into Waynesboro, which is 3.7 miles away from there. It's also where you get brought back to after your stay or your resupply or whatever. So again, I'm hoping to stay at the Stanimals hostel. I do have 2 packages there, or a package, let's call it, and that will be new trekking poles, cheap ones. I'm just using cheap ones, that's why I'm replacing them again. These ones, you can see the tips maybe, but these were just $30 ones that I bought at Hostel Around the Bend in Hiawassee, and that must have been, wow, I don't know, almost 2 months ago now, 55 days ago, a lot of miles ago. So for $30 cheap trekking poles that you're using every day, they're all holding up well. It's just the bottoms, the tips are gone and well worn. No point trying to replace the tips on them. So I ordered, as you know, some more from Amazon, and just to make up my order, I got a couple of granola pouches, breakfast pouches with milk, powdered milk, and that gave me the free shipping, because then my order was enough. Anyhow, I'm thinking next time, maybe, I don't know, maybe I should consider a better pair. I was taking a little bit of a look at a really nice pair of black diamonds that a hiker had. Now, they're a much more expensive pair. You pay $150, $200 for those trekking poles. And they look really nice, very well made. Wrist straps and so on, like these ones that are fraying and stuff. Those on that one were very well made. But I'm just wondering if the tips last any longer. If the tips don't last longer, then what's the point in spending that kind of money? And I don't know. And I did ask a outfitter in Daleville, and he really gave me all kinds of answers, but he never actually answered my question whether the carbide tips on a cheap pair of trekking poles last any different length of time than a carbide tip on an expensive pair. He told me all these pros and cons about the poles, but he never actually answered my question. Okay, let's just keep moseying on here. Beautiful little fairy ponds, little waterfalls. How nice is that? Just up through the trees is the shelter. You probably can't see it in the GoPro from here. I better use these poles because these rocks are going to be very slippery. Woo! Walking across. Oh yeah, very slippy. Yeah. Right up there. Maybe you can see the metal roof. I can see a food bag hung already. A few tenting spots here and there, but not very level that I'm seeing. Well, there's one over there that looks okay. And there's the shelter up through there. Okay, let's go take a look. Okay, so upon looking at all the tent areas, there's some good ones. But I'm going to do something totally out of character. Why? Because I really like the look of this shelter. And I think because of the location to town of this shelter, 4.7 miles, I'm almost guessing that there might not be a lot of people here. And I'm thinking I may pick a little spot inside the shelter. Totally out of character for me. But I'm thinking right down there. Or right up there. Huh. I don't know which. But it saves putting my tent up tonight. And it being totally soaked in the morning because it's dry right now. Fly sheet's a little damp. But that's all. Picnic table. Okay. It's called the Paul C. Wolf Memorial Shelter. Might just try this. I don't know which one. Up or down? Up or down? Don't know. Decisions. Oh well. Or tent. Because in the morning I do want to have my coffee. So whoever's here will get disturbed by me making coffee. Oh well, that's too bad. Screw it. I might just go right down there tonight. It looks cozy to me. Okay, that's what we might do. Well, a little bit of a change of plan to end day 67. This kind of bubbling, rapids, kind of waterfallish, brook, stream, river, whatever, goes on and on and on. All the way up there. It's absolutely beautiful, and it sings a beautiful song, makes beautiful music. Yeah, you got it. I decided to change my camp location. I went postal. No, I'm not staying in the shelter. I decided to put my tent right here, right next to that bubbling brook. Yeah. It's much more my style than the shelter. And the shelter got very busy with a lot of people. And you know what? This just suits me better. Day 67 came to an end with 16.5 miles, I believe. Day 68, as you know, we're going into Waynesboro, resupply on a Nero. There'll be some city food. And a bunk in a hostel. And that's day 68. And day 69 we'll be back on trail, heading north. I've looked at, heading north into the Shenandoahs. Now that promises to be really exciting. But more about that later. Talk to you guys soon.